What is up, everybody? Rust Belt Perspective here. Please scroll down, subscribe to me real quick, join my Discord server. Today is March 18th, 2023, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2023 Mississippi gubernatorial election. And it is one of 3 gubernatorial races to take place this year, along with Kansas and Louisiana. I've already covered those other 2 states in previous videos. Feel free to check them out. And this race is considered to be the least competitive of the 3, but it's still maybe more competitive than you might think coming into it. So, incumbent Republican Governor Tate Reeves is running for re-election to a 2nd term. He's a Republican. It's a Republican state. He's eligible to run for a 2nd term. He's going to do so, and he will likely get renomination to go to the general election. The Democrats, they have a frontrunner already in Brandon Presley, the state's public service commissioner. He is known statewide. But the thing is, Mississippi, very much a Republican state. You look at the presidential, federal level. The last time Mississippi was within 5 points for the Democrats, we got to go far back here. That's 1980. The Republicans still won then, and that's when the whole South was in this shade of red. The point is, Mississippi has always been a red state throughout recent memory, and as far as that goes, that's not changing anytime soon. And even looking at the governor level, you saw Mississippi went red in 2019, unlike the other 2 states. 2015, it was red. 2011, it was red. 2007, it was red. 2003, it was red. The last time this state was even blue for the governor race was 1999. And see, with gubernatorial races, it's kind of different because it's less about the national mood and more about bipartisanship within your own state and who's running. Candidate quality is way more important for the governor races. And the last time a Democrat was able to break this state was in 1999 on the governor level, and that was by 1 point. You see, in 2019, both of the other 2 states went blue. All 3, see, here's the thing, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Kentucky are all 3 very much red states on the federal level, just like Mississippi. Kentucky had an unpopular Republican governor in Matt Bevin, and he lost re-election. In 2015, you had John Bel Edwards, a Democrat, win in Louisiana, because he's known to be a conservative Democrat, and he was able to appeal to the bipartisanship in Louisiana. Mississippi has not had a Democrat that's been able to do that, so it has stayed red. And Mississippi only does have 1 U.S. representative of, I think they have 7, and that one is Benny Thompson, and he is known nationwide. He was the chair for that January 6th committee that investigated Donald Trump's role in the January 6th attacks. So he has some nationwide recognition, especially within the state of Mississippi, and he has endorsed Brandon Presley. And an interesting thing, though, is according to the Mississippi Today, they made a poll, and it shows that a lot of people in Mississippi are unhappy with Governor Reeves of Mississippi, and they would prefer somebody different. You look at this chart they have, only half of the Republicans even want Tate Reeves. Of course, most Democrats naturally aren't going to want him, but only a quarter of independents want Governor Reeves to be reelected, and even a third of the Republicans themselves want somebody besides Governor Reeves, and 12% don't know. So raises an interesting question. Can Brandon Presley here appeal to the bipartisanship within Mississippi enough to make this an interesting election? If you look at some of the polls, it was not that long ago, early February, only a month and a half ago, that Presley was leading Reeves in the polls. So, at the very least, it should be competitive. All of the major political sources are calling this a likely Republican state. It is the most likely of the 3 to go Republican. But because considering how they're calling it likely instead of safe, that kind of shows you it's still a competitive election. It's still, I guess you could say, within the realm for the Democrats. And if you look at the polls, some polls here on 538, there's a Democratic-sponsored poll here that had Presley winning by 4 points, but the two ones that were not sponsored by either party had Governor Reeves here winning both of them, but he's not winning them by huge margins or anything, despite the fact that Mississippi is very much a red state. So Reeves does have some unpopularity within his own state, but it's not so bad like kind of how Matt Bevin was in Kentucky in 2019. It's not so bad to where he's in serious danger of losing re-election, but he is unpopular enough to where we can sit down and question, will he win for sure? Because 7 points and 4 points, that's not a lot to overcome for the Democrats. And I know I said the national mood doesn't matter as much for governor races, but if the national mood does get better for the Democrats or worse for the Republicans or both throughout the year, that's another thing that could help. Because if you look back to 2021, the national mood was bad for the Democrats, and Glenn Youngkin of Virginia, which is supposed to be a blue state, he took advantage of that when Biden was at his worst as far as popularity went, and Youngkin won and flipped the state. And even in New Jersey, a deep blue state, it was a 3-point race. So the national mood still does play a factor. So if the national mood does get better for the Democrats, that is another thing that could help Presley here, even though, like I said, the more important thing is candidate quality when it comes to governor races, about who can appeal to bipartisanship within the state. So it is kind of interesting. Of the three, it is the least competitive, with the other two states having Democratic incumbents in Republican states, where here it's a Republican incumbent in a Republican state. So yeah, it is still likely a Republican race, but the Democrats are at least knocking on the door with this one. So, you see, Presley here's already the presumptive nominee. Like, there hasn't even had the primaries yet, and it's already, the Democrats are already behind him, which definitely helps him. So yeah, this is Real Spell Perspective signing off. Please subscribe. Please join my Discord server. Please like and comment. What do you guys think? Give me some ideas. What else do you want me to see upload, guys? Again, this is Real Spell Perspective signing out. Thank you very much.